So apparently a big upgrade is coming, and it's actually in regard to Caffeine AI version 3, and it may have already happened by the time I upload this video. But even though nothing I say is financial advice, I think this right here could very well be such a big milestone when it comes to Dfinity and also in regard to the internet computer. Because let's think about this. Dominic Williams says how Caffeine AI basically is getting a big upgrade. He says they'll be back before you know it. And I do like this because, again, they're planning to launch this very soon. And I'm very happy in regard to this because they just recently launched Caffeine AI and there's already thinking about a version 3. So I do like that. Now, granted, is the price of ICP doing the best? No, it's not. The market is actually having a slight pullback, but still, even despite that, in my opinion, I can't deny that I think this is just a pretty awesome thing in regard to Dfinity overall, because it showcases that they're still putting the effort, the time, the energy, and resources. I think that's very important because right now, a lot of projects are having a pullback. Take a look at Bitcoin. Take a look at Ethereum. Take a look at BNB. Take a look at Solana and many others. They're all having a pullback, generally speaking, compared to what they did back in 2024 and 2025. The same thing could be said as well when it comes to ICP. So it's not like ICP is doing anything out of the ordinary. It's just having a pullback alongside a bunch of other projects out there. So if the common denominator is that a lot of projects are having a pullback, which ICP is, clearly it's below $2.50, what do I want to look for in regard to these projects that are having a pullback? I want to look for the ones that I feel like are fundamentally amazing. Also, furthermore, I want to look for the ones that are actually improving and still trying to do things. So I do like seeing that when it comes to Dfinity, and I think overall that's just going to be pretty awesome for the internet computer. Now, granted, though, people like to tell me that, but no one really cares about Caffeine AI. Who cares about a version 3? Well, even though it's not really cared about in such a massive scale as of right now, imagine if, let's say, the market sentiment were to change. Because if it were to change, I think now Caffeine AI is in a much better position. I think it's much better equipped, I should say, to handle mass scale adoption if it were to come. The keyword is if. The reason why I think so is because had, let's say, Caffeine AI launched when the market was doing really good, then maybe had it seen a lot of adoption, who knows? Sometimes these things that usually launch in the beginning, sometimes they don't have everything figured out. So now that they're already having version 3, I think it just makes it so that it's a better product overall. At least that's the way I view it. It just makes it better. So it's actually somewhat a blessing in disguise that it wasn't popular straight off the bat. That's the way I take a look at it, because the sort of gratification was delayed there. Because a lot of people thought, oh, if Dfinity launches Caffeine AI, it's just going to really be amazing. But that wasn't the case at first, because the market wasn't doing the best in terms of the sentiment. However, even though the adoption when it comes to Caffeine AI has been decent, it hasn't been to what a lot of people thought it could be. So a lot of people like to say it's a little bit disappointing. Maybe, but at the same time, now that they're launching version 3 hopefully soon, I think the timing overall in hindsight might have been the correct one, because it didn't see mass scale adoption straight away. It had time to improve. So I do like seeing that. It's like, for instance, would I be better equipped running a marathon had I trained for only a month or a year? Arguably, personally, in my perspective, I feel like personally for me, I would be better off if I trained for a year before I did that. Would I ever become first place though? No, but I'm just saying I'd probably be better off had I trained a year instead of just a month. So I feel like that's kind of the analogy that I have when it comes to Caffeine AI. When it launched, the timing wasn't necessarily the best in regard to the sentiment overall, but now, because of that, it had time to kind of improve. Granted, it could have still improved anyways had the market been a lot better. I totally understand that. But I think because it had time to improve, now it's better equipped, in my opinion, to maybe handle mass scale adoption moving forward, as opposed to maybe before. But this is just my perspective, right? Naturally, I would assume that version 3 is, of course, better than version 1. This is just the way I view it. Now, of course, the main contention is still ICP. It's down by a lot. It's down so much to the point that it's still well below $2.50. So it hasn't really done much of anything ever since my last video. And in the past 24 hours, down around 3%. Not looking the best, but at the same time for me, This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I treat this like a slow, I guess, boiling stew. It's kind of like, let's say I want to make instant noodles versus stew or chicken pot pie, or let's say I want to make brisket. It's going to be a little bit of a different ball game. That's the way to take a look at it. Instant noodles, quick, efficient. It's supposed to be fast, but cooking a stew, cooking, let's say, chicken pot pie, or let's say brisket, sometimes it could take quite a while. This is the way I take a look at it. I treat it more so like a, I guess, fancy meal. That's just my perspective. So I'm prepared to wait for quite a while. How long am I going to have to wait? I have zero idea, because this is the thing. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, or no matter how I analyze the charts, the market literally does not care about my input. That's the thing. The market does not care at all what Lee the captain thinks. I could do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. It just wouldn't really do anything when it comes to the charts of ICP. I can't control this, keep in mind. The only thing I can do is believe in the projects that I want to believe in voluntarily, and I just see what happens. I don't have to do it though. It's all purely voluntary. But when I take a look at ICP, it's over 3 times lower than $9. We literally saw almost $9 kind of somewhat near the end of last year. That's the thing. It wasn't even that long ago. Do I know if it could go back to that point? No. Do I know when it would happen? No. But there's one thing I do know though, is that I'm still a fan when it comes to ICP, and I'm willing to wait. If I'm not willing to wait, I could just exit. It is what it is. That's the way I take a look at it. Some of my friends have exited, but I don't want to. Is it their choice? Absolutely. But it's also my choice to choose to still stay patient. This is my perspective. I don't have to do it. Again, this is all purely voluntary. But when I just take a look at ICP overall, I just still like the things surrounding it. Like, for instance, what Dfinity is doing, planning version 3, and it may, again, have already happened anyways, the launch of it, by the time I upload this video, but I'm saying still, at the same time, in case it hasn't, I think it's a pretty awesome thing, and in case it already has, by the time I upload this video, I still think it's a pretty awesome thing, because I think it's a good step in the right direction overall. So when people like to tell me that, why are you believing in ICP, they like to ask me that. Well, it's because I still like the fundamentals. It's still over 3 times lower than $9. Furthermore, I feel like Dfinity is still putting that effort. I think Dominic Williams still cares, and Dominic, by the way, is the founder of Dfinity. So with all those reasons, I see no reason for me to just leave. I could though, but I don't want to. That is just my personal perspective, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything. However, when I take a look at, again, Dfinity even still looking to launch things right now, again, trying to launch version 3 of Caffeine AI, at a time like this, that's pretty commendable. A lot of other projects out there, either they're slowing down or they're shutting down. And I'm not joking, some projects out there have announced that they're ceasing operations. Now the token is still out there, but the project is kind of no more. In which case, it is what it is. I mean, what can I do about it? The market conditions were not the best. A lot of projects out there kept a very high overhead, and then when the market dipped, the operations just couldn't continue with the previous overhead because the market wasn't doing the best. So if what's coming in is here, but what's coming out is up here eventually, it's just maybe not such a good recipe. So what I like about Dfinity is that they're still around right now, which I think showcases maybe that they manage their resources properly. Unlike some other projects out there which we see ceasing operations, I just don't see it here. I still see Dfinity looking to improve, and I do like that. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I just think it's a really awesome thing that either Dfinity is about to do, at least at the time of this recording. Again, keep in mind, they may have already done version 3 when it comes to Caffeine AI by the time of this video, but I'm just making this video in case to just kind of, I think, give my thoughts in regard to this and what I think about it. So yeah, again, that's pretty much it. I want to say thank you for watching. I'll be sure to make more updates moving forward, so hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. I greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.